Hi, Twin Flames. Welcome to Agnya 8, and here we are tuning into your energies. Specifically, we are here tuning into the energies of Divine Feminine. Already posted for the connection or the union or where the overall connection is, posted Divine Masculine, and now about to tune in to Divine Feminine's energy. I'll use the same pattern as I was guided to use the same one which I did for Divine Masculine. For overall energy, I use a different pattern, but that's how I was guided too. So let's begin tuning in. I'll be doing some pulling out some oracle and then move on to tarot. So let's see what is the message we are getting for Divine Feminine as far as this twin flame connection is concerned. And this would be Divine Feminine's energy as far as this connection is concerned. So we'll start on with Moonology, and this is pretty much timeless. When you watch it, it's the time when you're supposed to be watching it. So that was quick. Now we've got the first card for you, Divine Feminines. Communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Now this suggests that there is this communication which even now there are multiple messages. Many of you might be in contact with your divine counterpart. Many of you who are tuning into this reading might not be in any contact. I mean to say physical contact. Now communication is not only limited to being on twin flame journey by now, and specifically people who are tuning into my readings are aware that communication is just not on the physical plane. It happens at telepathically as well. And what I'm sensing here is the multi-level communication with self for Divine Feminine, communication with Divine Masculine, and communication with divine. And all that is important here. Meditation is the way of listening what divine is saying. Praying is a way to ask what you want. So ask and then listen. So both way communication is needed. Now when you're talking to yourself, please ensure that every communication you're having with yourself is positive, is taking you on a higher plane, not suppressing or pulling you down in any which ways. It's of high vibe, and that is of importance at this point in time as we are tuning into this reading. When it comes to your Divine Masculine, if it's a physical communication, you need to be open, you need to be very understanding, you need to be very cooperative and be open to communication. If it is in the physical plane, if you're in contact, even in the telepathic communication, don't block it. Now, because when I did the overall reading of where the connection is, there was a lot of, feminine who was skeptical of where this connection is headed and if it's really, making any sense or no. Now, due to those thoughts, there's a possibility that you might block communication, if not physically, but energetically. So be open, be in that state of unconditional love, and let things unfold the way they ought to. Now, with that note, let's see what do we have from the Psychic Tarot. What further message for Divine Feminine as far as this connection is concerned? This twin flame relationship connection. When I say relationship, it's pretty much kind of intentionally guided to third dimensional aspect. When I say connection, it's both ways. It's like spiritual. Because even if you don't have any 3D relationship, there is a connection. And I want to specifically say relationship because I want to see what is happening on the third dimensional aspect, because that's where we are leading our lives at this point in time. On the earth plane, if you don't want to be calling it 3D, because we are ascending any which ways. So suffering in silence. Now, this is again the mental space. Many of the divine feminines might not be talking about this connection, and they might be still very subconsciously, if not very consciously, feeling it. And even if there's an iota of that suffering, that is coming to an end now, because it's 9, right? So even if, like, suffering is not a positive word, and that is not something, but you can also make that time. Silence is fine, but suffering in silence is not fine. Silence is the way, as I said, when you're in meditation, when you're quietening, when you're silencing your mind, is when you are connecting to that divine prompting. But here, when you are suffering in silence, you're actually not silent, because your head is like chattering, and that you need to silence. The moment you are in silence, you're not in suffering. So I would say, end the suffering here, be silent and receive those promptings, because communication is key. So even if in that state, if you are suffering in silence because you're alone there, see that if you quieten the chattering as much as you can, and the suffering will come to an end there, and you will be in complete blissful silence. And that is what links to the first one there. Communication is key. So many of the feminines, and this is a general read, guys, don't make it force it. But if you're landed here, there are some messages for you for sure, because there are no coincidences, is how I believe in. And that's how I set the intentions, that people who tune and land on the channel, they should benefit, or at least get some messages out of this reading. So let's see what the further message comes forth. And what is the, wow, that just kind of popped out. Now here I'm getting like few more, like a storyline I'm picking up, that communication is the key. Meaning that when you are in silence, utilize that silence so that you can start communicating with that divine and higher self, and tap into your creativity. Because if this card has come forth, my dear feminines, this card is suggesting you are in a very high creative space. You're expanding, you're spiraling, and you are touching that creativity, and that this is so beautiful. I'm getting a very wonderful energies out of this card. It's like the Empress, you know. This is the Empress actually, if you kind of link it. And Divine Feminine is the creative energy. And that's what you are. That's your true essences. That's what you need to realize. If Divine has given you the time of silence, that is not for suffering, but communicating with yourself, with Divine, and with DM, as I said, if you are in contact. But otherwise, tap into that space of creativity. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So you are definitely vibing at a very high creative space. That is like your sacral chakra. And maybe you should meditate on sacral chakra, my dear feminines. Of course, if guided to, but I'm very strongly feeling that if you meditate on sacral chakra and make it like kind of strong, if there is any issue and weakening happening out there, you will benefit a great deal of this energy of the collective, and you will get in tuned with that creative energy. Now comes simplicity. And again, as I was talking about the sacral, you can see the petals of this are pretty much of the orange in color. That is the sacral chakra energy. And you need to keep things simple. Don't complicate anything. Don't complicate anything at all. See how you can simplify things. Surrender is so simple. If you kind of overthink, overanalyze, you will paralyze yourself. You won't want to do that. Simplify it. Cut that suffering. Be in silence. Well, it looks simple, but it is not that difficult as well. Now let's see what is. Now we'll tune in the 4 aspects the way we did it in Divine Masculine's energy: physical body, mental body, emotional body, and the spiritual body. And we will start on with the physical body as to what are the messages coming forth. Physical body is pretty much the earthly environment, external, outside world for Divine Feminine. What's happening out there in their physical space. It could be anything about their career, about their money, about the finances, about, people around them, or could be basically things around. If I need to link it to the chakra, this would be pretty much the energy of the root chakra. Now here we've got the 2 of Wands, which is about making a choice, deciding what is wanted, what is needed. And then we have the Page of Swords. It is also the energy of communication. Again, there is a second, I don't read reversal on this deck, only there's another one which I read reversal on. I kind of repeat myself, but only for people who are new. People who are regular, they know that I don't, but only on one specific deck, which is next one I will use. My divine team told me to use that. Now what's that? Yeah, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. Wow, we have the Star. So the energies in the external environment, the world, are pretty vibrant because I did not get anything which is negative, firstly. Second thing is that there is immense energy of healing for collective. Divine Feminine, you need to stay tapped into that energy. And as you heal, it is also the energy of wish fulfillment, your desires coming to fruition. And here, if you look at the energy of this 2 of Wands and the Page of Swords, I'll just kind of hold them together for you to kind of tune into that. As you can see, this is about deciding and offering where you belong, what you need to do. Very clear. You know where you need to offer the world, but you're still feeling like a page. You are probably not a pro in communication. Maybe you're blocking some of it, or maybe you're starting in a very nascent early stage. And this could be with the DM, could be with self, could be with outside, but it is external. So we'll focus more on the external. You are very, not only, people whom you are interacting with, you need to be mindful of how you are kind of dealing with those things. And you're guided to tune into your intuition and communicate. And that is you are receiving a lot of communication. We've got 2 2s here. 2 is about partnership. 2 is about, kind of 11 also here. And we have this 9 of Pentacles. Feeling independent, feeling comfortable in your own skin. Feeling comfortable even if you kind of been like a page of sword with few of them around you, you're fine with that. But you're pretty much in tuned with your own intuitions, very much in tune with your own intuitions, and that is a good thing. Stay in tuned with your own intuitions. Okay, any other message? So far so good. We'll pick up as we move along. I was just checking with my divine team if there's anything in specific. It's also, they're saying that there might be some mild communication in the external environment which can flow towards you, Divine Feminine. Use your intuition as to how you need to direct it and stay in that independent, happy-go-lucky space. And remember, communication is key. That's the first card which we got. And be creative. If something is coming forth for you, be creative in handling it and keep everything simple, even your communication. Now this is the deck I read reversals on. Just wanted to mention it before. And this will be focusing onto the mental body. For the Divine Feminine, I've got the first card. Oh my God. I've got two cards which are reversed. And that is 4 of Swords and 9 of Swords again. Both the mental body. And repeat of that. But here we've got it reverse. And I'll get 2 more there. So there is this need to meditate. Now this is again repeat. So we've got 3 repeats from kind of here, because that is also the Empress energy, and we've got the Empress here. Okay, and we've got Lovers, number 6. But we've got this side, and let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. Again, a repeat. Very strong energy and a lot of repetance. We've got the 2 of Wands, which is what we started this tarot. Now here, this person is kind of looking around, and as if somebody is about to reach, and this person is kind of ready to offer. And that's what you are, Divine Feminine. You are pretty ready. But somewhere it is kind of not like this 9 of Sword energy is what I'm picking up, is what kind of bothering you. Now if you see here, there is this 4 of Sword energy. If you see, if it have an upright, this person hanging his head. But this card is already actually 2 sides. I'm using vice versa. There are a lot of things happening outside if this would have come this side. But this side, the person is not even aware what's happening or doesn't know. Just kind of hanging. And concentrative, very contemplative, all within himself. But when it has come upright, I'm sensing there is a need of calming your head down further. Now, many of you will say, I don't think I have any of that. I'm pretty sorted. But if this is coming up, meaning there is a need for you to maybe increase or maybe change meditations or what you've been doing or something which you would know and your intuitive mind will tell you. Now, this is again, when I see this card like upright, I don't see the this definitely with 9 coming forth. It is the end or towards the end of this kind of painful, traumatic head, which is like constantly thinking. But this is like piercing you, making you go upside down. You need to stop it. If any of you are facing, how do you need to stop it? Make this go upright. Meditate, contemplate, and calm your mind and have pleasant, nice communication with yourself. Mental body is kind of chattering a lot. For the collective, it's pretty chattery at this point in time. And that's why we have this energy of Divine Feminine not in full glow or full picture. But if this would have been this side, then she would have been showing herself calm, pretty one, you know. But there is nothing to be saying that you're off track or my God, why am I? It's fine. Just calm yourself down. because there are these flowers blossoming behind. There are these difficulties which have ended, which are ending, because you are divine feminine. And there is also some message which I'm picking up in this one as well. It's kind of coming through you. It could be intuitive message, because I've got this under divine, this is like divine feminine energy, very, very receptive. And we've got us with the high priestess energy, very receptive again. Now, there is some brash communication also might be causing this in your mental space. But there is some worrying aspect in your head which you need to calm down. And we have this lover's energy. Two people coming together, yin yang, masculine, feminine, right balance. And you can see forming these masculine, feminine sign, forming a star. And that's what we have, this a complete balance. And that is what is happening when you stay in your power, when you stay in control and in your mental body. This is more to do with your thoughts. This may not reflect onto your action orientation, but in your mind space, you realize that you have intuitive powers. You are receiving these intuitions. But you have the counter, so it's an equal balance of something very powerful, 2 major arcanas, 3 and 4, progressive in nature. Kind of not taking that nurturing move ahead, because there is some need to calm yourself down here, divine feminine. Let's see. Further, what do we have at the heart space? Now this would be the emotional body, pretty much connected to your heart chakra. And what are we desiring, wishing, hoping, wanting? Divine feminine. What are you wishing, hoping, as we are connecting? Okay, I think I've got 4 and I will take them. Yeah, exact. There is a 5 of Wands. I think there is this conflict going on even in your heart space. And see the communication, it's pretty much coming in the same line. We have the Knight of Swords now, and we have the King of Wands and the High Priest. Let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. And a new beginning. Your heart is desiring, wanting a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. Well, of course, you would know that, what your heart is desiring. But there is still a conflict with the 5 of Wands. And you know why this conflict is? Because your head is not calmed down. You need to be calming it down. So there is this conflict going on that, hey, I've chosen, I have decided, but what's what? Where is what? My heart says this, but is it like my head is not? So there is this conflict which is also in your desire. Is it right for me to desire something like this? Or maybe is it even worth it? Or something of that sort. Now, here we have the Knight of Swords. And there is this desire to move it faster than how it's moving. And that is also the desire of it moving it. But there is only a page out there. And now there is a desire who doesn't even have a horse. And this desire to move fast forward. And now this needs to kind of shift gears and need to move on to the top gear. And that's why the desire and the reality is different. And that is also causing things to be in that space. But here we have another side of you, Divine Feminine, who's very much in control, in power. And you might be shifting like from this to this. And here you are, confident. Yes, my intuitions are telling me what to do. I am Divine Feminine. I know what to do. When you tune into the aligned space, this is what I'm picking up you are. And you're confident where you're heading. You're confident what you're doing. And this is like clearly demarcated. And many of you who are in the aligned state, only this part of the reading might be resonating more. And here we have the high priest saying that yes, high priest and the high priestess, yes, it's a spiritual journey. We know where we are headed. It's all fine. And I am back in my power is how divine feminine feels. Let's see. What are the messages which we are getting onto the spiritual body? Now this would be on your higher chakras, your third eye, crown, which is your Agya or Agnya, which is what the name of my channel is, and the higher one is Sahasra, which is your crown chakra. Queen of Pentacles, spiritual side, the soul side, the higher self, the bigger self, knows that you are a queen. Yes, you are a queen. And do you see how consistently in this row we're just getting swords after sword? Even the Queen of Sword, which is a good thing because Queen of Sword knows. And let's see. We've got two queens. So as I said, your soul knows. We've got two and I'll take two. And there we have the Four of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have another queen. I said no, the soul knows that you're a queen, you're a divine feminine. Queen know by the gender. I mean, divine feminine also know by the gender, as you know. But for the ease, I may be saying he or she, but you know, it's not how it is. Now here, your soul, the spiritual body is saying that, hey, you are a queen, nothing less. You're a queen of pentacles, you're a queen of cups, and you're a queen of swords. You are a balanced one, and you've already got the king of wands energy there. Oh, my divine team is saying this might be for many of you that because it's come in the heart space, you're desiring your divine masculine to be in that confident space and charging ahead towards new beginning. And your intuition is suggesting you, and if that's not happening, causes the conflict. But here your soul knows that you are a queen of pentacle, a queen of sword, a queen of cup, very balanced in all aspects. You know how to kind of charge ahead, move ahead, deal things with so much of practicality, even with the balanced emotions, and get that practicality and approach on the earth plane. And with the Four of Pentacles coming here, as you can see, there is this fear which needs to be dealt with. Your subconscious is telling you that you need to deal with these fears. And that's why probably these projections are happening. That letting go of the familiar, it's still a challenge somewhere. And your soul will take care of that. And there comes a balance state. The soul knows that things need to be balanced. There has to be equal give and take, and bringing things into perspective for you. Now, considering that we're dealing with the soul aspect, the spiritual body, let's see where this collective is and what are the message as far as the current ascension journey is concerned for this collective. I get one card from here, and let's check what is the message for this collective. Where is divine feminine? Oh, thank you. That was like super quick. The moon. The moon is the casual chakra of the universe and radiates divine feminine energies. You know that, right? Call on to it to cleanse your aura and energize you. Remember, the influence of the celestial body is always there, where you can see it or not. Now with this, the first one, as I said, the communication is key, is coming forth. And that was from moonology, right? That's like moon trying to tell you emotions. Also communicate with moon, my friends, because you will get immense messages. Talk to the moon when you, even it's a new moon, go out, step out and look into the direction, you know where the direction of the moon is, and just face that and try and talk to it. What are the messages? Express how you're feeling. Talk to it and you will have immense guidance coming from the moon. And full moon, of course, you can look at it and talk. What does it say? Oh yeah, that's what it's saying. Remember, the influence of this celestial body is always there, whether you can see it or not. Very true. When you're offered this card, you are called on to practice your feminine qualities of love, wisdom, compassion, intuition, inclusiveness, discernment, and oneness. Your guidance is to go within and seek answers from the huge font of wisdom. The moon will bring you clarity so you can flow with the current of ascension. I listen to my divine feminine wisdom. So very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful and apt in my view. When I did my personal read, I got Earth. So, but this is brilliant. Here you are tuning in, and that's what I was picking up, the divine feminine energy. We've got two cards suggesting that. We've got, when we picked up onto the soul aspect, the spiritual body, we've got three feminine energies prominent coming. This is feminine, right? So much of feminine energy which is coming forth, and that's like moon guiding you. Talk to the moon, seek that guidance. And if the spiritual journey, this is what you should be doing at this point in time. I listen to my divine feminine wisdom. A little tap to it. Tap into that energy and guidance and wisdom which you carry within. You are that, my dear feminines. Let's see what are the messages which we are getting from either Archangel Michael or Romance Angels. What are the messages which we are getting? For this is going to be overall messages. Now we'll move on to get some more overall messages for divine feminine. Okay, I've got plenty of them, I guess. Okay, let's look at them. Spend more time outdoors, and I can see that beautiful light around. It's an angel walking, and outdoors is what you should be spending a lot of time. As I said, that step out and talk to the moon, whether it's night or day, it doesn't matter. Do that. And moon is also associated with the imagination, our imaginative powers, our creativity. And that's what the next card is. Use your imagination and you will see the answer. You are on the right path. That is what I was mentioning, that don't you worry that things are looking wherever they're looking, but you are on the right path. Let's get one more. I've got two more. And I've got this, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation and finances and career. Now, what is this unhealthy situation? This constant negative conversations or pulling yourself down for nothing, for whatever that is. Whatever this Nine of Swords, suffering in silence, that energy, it's time to leave that unhealthy situation. And you probably, many of you might be, there is a need for you to focus on your finance, for your career. Maybe that is what you parked in the corner for quite some time because this energy was difficult or whatever. Now it's time to pick it up. Pick it up and start working on it. Let's see what are the hot messages which we are getting. What are the hot messages? I'll just give it one shuffle and whatever wants to come out. I've got one out. Okay, do you want to get more? Okay, let's read first. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. For any of you, if anytime you're feeling any heavy or anything, just examine it. Give that energy to it. Maybe it's asking for some energy. I'll shuffle one more. And then look inside why what's happening and what is the reason that it's happening. And then work towards it. And then we have this beautiful energy wherein it's asking you for the playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. And I will say, oh my God, I'm not in touch. I'm not in contact. You can always do so in your imagination, in your imaginary world, because playfulness, the energies, you can always feel that, right? Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces, and that's a beautiful confirmation, and you know that, right? So as a closing note, I want to get this Atlantis card. What message is coming for Divine Feminine as far as this connection, this relationship is concerned? What is the message? Thank you. Wow. The Great Crystal. The Great Crystal. A vast quartz crystal of pure source energy graced the temple of Poseidon and created an intergalactic portal. It was also the central power generator, providing pure and safe energy. As the mainframe computer for Atlantis, it powered a high-frequency internet service. The Great Crystal now lies in the center of Bermuda Triangle. Now, this is direct your power, and this is the message for you. This card suggests that you look at the source of your inner power. Do not underestimate yourself. Every thought, word, and action radiates an energy that affects others and draws situation and people to you. And that's what we were talking about this side, correct? And communication is the key. That's why we were talking about this. Make sure your aim are for the highest good. Great currents of energy will emanate from you, enabling you to be power generator to help the world. Use your power for the highest good. And that's the message for you, my dear feminine. Pretty apt in my view. And this is it for now. I'll see you guys. But before that, before I end it, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for all the support you guys extend to the channel and all my subscribers. Thank you so much. And please do subscribe to the channel if you not already have. That helps. And hit the like button if you like what I do. It's pretty much self-supported channel. I mean, right from the buying the decks and everything, it's like I've been doing on my own. So any sort of, channel is free, but any sort of donations, if you feel like, as an exchange of energy, are welcome, but not insisted. Do whatever you feel like. And I'm open for private personal readings now, and you can write to agniayat@gmail.com and we can pick it up from there. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot for your support once again. Stay blessed, spread love, and be happy.